time getting it ready, and then racing the sprint too. The sprint's not going to be an easy deal either. It's changing. It's a dynamic deal, and so we have to be up to par there. It is a tough deal that we have ahead, tough road ahead, but we're looking forward to it.
So I've had a lot of people ask, hey, how's Terry after that wreck at Willamette Speedway? Let's kind of take a couple minutes to talk about that, because you took one heck of a tumble down the backstretch at Willamette Speedway last year at a high rate of speed, and just kind of one of those racing deals. But I mean, that's kind of the big thing. You're putting all the new parts on the late model, making sure that car's right and ready to go, and not in a rush to get back. But let's kind of talk about your perspective from inside the cockpit of that wreck.
Well, I'll tell you what, these late models are getting faster than they used to be. You get a head of steam up, you're going to go for a roll there. I mean, and I did. And I messed my thumb up and my back a little bit there for a while. And but now we're feeling a lot better and stuff. But you do something wrong, you're gonna bite it.
Well, I wasn't at Willamette when that wreck happened last year. I was calling a show down at Sunset, but I saw the video later that night. And, we've talked a lot over the years. And as an announcer, you get to develop relationships with a lot of the racers and their families. And, I had some legit concern about that, because that was a nasty wreck. And just, I didn't care about the race car. I mean, I think most of us didn't care about the race car, but just knowing that you were okay was that was the biggest thing of that whole deal, because that was a nasty wreck. I'm sure it was pretty loud in the cockpit.
Yeah, when you're experiencing a wreck like that and you're just a working class guy, first thing you're thinking is, boy, that's going to cost $500. That's going to cost another couple $100. And you're thinking about that. And then as it progresses, you think about your body maybe just a little bit. But first it's the money, and I was thinking high dollar there.
It's kind of funny how, as a racer, and I experienced something that myself last year at Salem Speedway, with the big wreck and head on in the turn one wall was, oh no, I just destroyed this cart, and there's only 17 of these in the world. But, without a second thought to my body, and I wasn't sore until the next day. I'm sure you, on the other hand, felt like you went through a pretty good car wreck on day number 2, huh?
Yeah, when I finally come to there, everything started thinking again. I started checking out the aches and pains and stuff and seeing how bad it was, because I got to work again Monday morning, and this is going to be a little hard falling trees, So, we got through it.
So now let me ask you, after that wreck, because your wife is such a huge, huge part of your race team as far as the marketing, and anything needs to be done, she's in there, she's helping you out, she's not afraid to grab a wrench and do whatever needs to be done. After that wreck, was there any maybe second thoughts talking with you, or, was it just like, let's get it fixed and go racing?
She's a get her fixed deal, but Carlotte's been through some pretty bad sprint car wrecks too, some pretty violent ones, so she knows what it's all about.
Yeah, she's definitely she's a racer's wife, and she understands, hey, this is an aspect of the game. This is an aspect of, part of our sport and what can happen. And it seems like she doesn't get shook up too easy, but I think something like that, any racer's wife would probably, hey, wait a second, what are we doing here?
Oh yeah, she shook, and then she saw I was moving around and stuff, and so then she was okay after a while. But yeah, it bothered her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see why, because that was, it was a terrible wreck. But 2016 kind of going to be an exciting year for you, with running 2 different programs in different stages of the summer. Let's kind of talk about some of the sponsors backing you up here this year and getting to get their name out there. And let's kind of talk about what they're doing for you.
Gee whiz, we got terrific sponsors this year. That's really neat. The sponsors are into it there. We have Chinook Winds Casino and Resort. They've been very supportive and just really into the racing, and we picked up some new ones. Canega Tire, Point S, they're into it, and we have a West Coast Industrial Systems there at Lebanon. They're a good. They're really into it, and we have some Dallas sponsors. We have Washington Street Steakhouse and Pub. They're more into. They weren't into racing before, but now they have a picture of our car on the wall there. It's really exciting, and then my son-in-law and my daughter sponsors with Monahan Cutting, and it's exciting with the sponsors this year. My goodness.
And it's cool to look at your race car, because you've got so many different types of sponsors, whether it's, the Canega Tire or the Chinook Winds Casino or, the Washington Street Steakhouse, which, by the way, fantastic food. I mean, that's hard to beat right there. But, it's neat to see all these different types of businesses backing up a race program like yours and what you're trying to do, because a lot of the times you see the industrials, you see the the automotive related products, but for you guys it's just kind of like you've got a knack of just landing sponsors of all different backgrounds.
Yeah, my wife has she really works closely with the sponsors. It's kind of her niche in life, and then I race hard and try hard at it and everything, Carlotte gets them going. The people that have never really been involved in racing now, they're kind of excited and stuff. So
she's that pretty blonde lady with a big bright smile, and the people see that and they get excited and start seeing her smiling, and I think they want to be a part of that. They were like, hey, this is really something, and these guys are happy and they're having fun. I want to be a part of that. Chinook wins. Now that is a big sponsor for you, and here at the 2016 Race Car Show, they have got a drawing going where everybody comes in, gets a ticket, and they're going to draw one name, and now let's talk about this prize because this is a big deal.
Oh my goodness, yes, it was their idea. They're excited about the racing. They're giving away a room for two in a resort overlooking the ocean and steak dinners, and then they can pick whatever concert that they want to, and there's some terrific talent that goes to the Chinook Winds.
Chinook Winds draw some big names, so they're going to give away a free concert. They're going to give away a room for two oceanside, and all the trimmings on the steak dinner. I mean, just for putting your name in a ticket over here at your sprint car.
Yeah, so it's all free and stuff, just because they want to encourage the racing and kind of combine the casino with it, and it's great.
Yeah, it's been a good deal. Monty's Race Repair, kind of doing some engine work on your late model. Monty, he puts together one heck of a product, and he's got a great name here in the Northwest. He's putting some good power under your hood.
Monty's terrific. I think he's one of the best builders on the West Coast. And our motor has held up just because Monty cares. That's what you have to have in an engine builder, is somebody that cares and puts their heart into it, and that's Monty.
Well, and talking with Monty, it's such a funny thing because he's so laid back, he's so calm, but when it comes to his equipment, I mean, he really takes a lot of pride. You'd never know that talking with the guy, just because he's so easygoing and laid back. It's kind of like, we've got a good product under his hood, and it's doing pretty good. And now, pretty good on his standard is a whole lot different than most guys, because there's such a pride that comes with Monty and his product, and you don't see a lot of his engines break.
No. Monty's on the cutting edge, too. He's always up on things. Monty built his first motor, I think he was 6 years old, a little Briggs & Stratton. Monty's it's a natural talent that he has, too. And it's really neat to be with Monty there.
And talk about diversity. I mean, he's not just building motors for race cars. He's got this thing going with these sprint boats. I mean, he's got his hands in a lot of stuff that's real different. I mean, he's just an enthusiastic person about this, and to see his pride and just being involved with so much, I don't know how he does it.
Oh yeah, and it's neat because Monty's involved in so many things. He's learning the different applications with motors and how to get the most out of them, and it's kind of a dynamic. And then Monty and I are friends, good friends too, and I've enjoyed Monty as a friend.
Yeah, he's definitely fun to talk to, just because he's such a character. But 2016 is really going to be a fun season for you personally. I know you're pretty excited about this sprint car deal, and then jumping out and getting back in the late model and coming back up and down, in the Northwest. I think we're going to see you at Grove in the late model and the sprint car a couple times, won't we?
Yeah, mostly it'll be the sprint car at Cottage Grove, and we've got to know everybody at Willamette, and Willamette's kind of the hot place for late models, and it's probably one of the best in the whole West Coast.
Well, you look at Willamette Speedway and what they've done with that facility. It is so fast, so big, and so wide. I mean, it's kind of the standard in the Western states for what a dirt track should be. I mean, it's a great facility. The fans get a great view of the racetrack. There's a whole new safety retaining wall a couple years ago with the Shrams doing the renovation, and just a great place to race because you've got room and it is fast and it draws, I mean, hands down, the toughest field of race cars week in and week out throughout the whole season, arguably in the nation.
Oh, that's for sure. The technology is as good as anywhere in the country. And then we built a fan base at Willamette, too. And you don't want to walk away from your fans. You got to stay with them. It's a responsibility, your fans are. They're a part of it.
And that's kind of something we talk about. You talk about the quality of the cars that are at that track every Saturday night. Is a top 5 there at Willamette. It's a feature win any other place in our region, because, I mean, you're racing against the best of the best in the Western states.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, I mean, racers have a mentality. second place isn't that important and stuff, but it is to me at Willamette Speedway. I mean, yeah, top 5 is a really neat deal, neat experience.
And to pull off a win against those guys like Joey Tanner, Darren Koffel, the Duties, you've got Rob Maya, the defending champion, Trevor Glaser. I mean, you've got some heavy hitters, and to run against those guys, and not just to race with them, but against them and beat them and learn from them. I mean, we've got a pretty good camaraderie at that racetrack. I see you guys out in the pit area, and a lot of guys, there's not a lot of tension. A lot of guys laughing, joking it up, kind of learning from each other. But, man, when it's go time, it's go time. It's a whole different ballgame on the racetrack.
Oh, yeah, it's dog-eat-dog there. Nobody will cut you much slack. But it's neat to race with that many champions and stuff. And they're clever, and they're going to be fast right out of the box. So you know what you're up against. And, I look forward to it, though. It's neat just to beat any of them.
Well, I'll tell you, we've talked a lot over the years, and I don't think I've seen so much enthusiasm from you personally going into a season. I know you're really excited about 2016 and just kind of the whole doing the 2-car deal and getting back in the late model at Willamette. I mean, I don't think I've seen Terry this excited for quite a while.
No, we are. We've got a lot of things going for us. I'm getting a little aged to me now and stuff, but we have the experience behind us, and we are. It's a neat opportunity with the fans and with the sponsors this year and stuff. We got to go for it. We just do.
This is the year you're just going to turn it loose and let it ride. Throw the dice, and Papa needs a new pair of shoes.
Yeah, we'll go for it. That's for sure.
Well, it's going to be fun to watch you, Terry. I want to say thanks for taking your time to sit down with us here at the Moxie Media Promotions table and interview with us. And we're gonna catch up with you at a racetrack somewhere here in the Northwest. I don't know where I'm going to be or what we're going to be doing yet, but I'm sure we'll talk with you, in Victory Lane somewhere. And I want to say thanks for taking your time and talking about your program and your sponsors.
Oh my goodness! Thank you, Corey, for the opportunity and stuff. The whole thing is a neat experience.
It's been a long time coming, putting this car show together. It's been 8 months in the making, and it wrapped up, and I think it's turned out well. We've had a great car count, and the fans and the drivers and the teams coming out and kind of get everybody excited about the season. That's what this was all about, really. It was the sponsors and the fans and you guys getting excited.
I want to say something there. The people that are more receptive than they have been in the last few years. Our sponsors and some of the fans seem to be pretty pumped up this year. I don't know what's going on, but it's a neat deal.
That's kind of what we've been talking about. There's been a lot of excitement. I don't know what it is about 2016, but it's been the off season has been a lot of excitement building up, and I think this is kind of the unofficial kickoff to our race season here in the Northwest.
Oh yeah, we're ready. Everybody is.
Well, we're gonna find you a track somewhere here in Oregon or Washington, California, wherever you're gonna be. Terry, we'll look for you, and it's been a pleasure talking with you, and we'll catch up with you during the race season. Thank you.
Okay.